Is that our hope?
Yeah, we're gonna fill your socks quickly.
Fill your socks with some bones. That movie being Place of Bones. Here we go. It's a Western. Hits theaters and digital August 23rd. It is directed by a filmmaker I had no idea about. I think she's very talented. Her name is Audrey Cummings. Here is a plot synopsis for Place of Bones. Quote, on a remote ranch, a mother, played by Heather Graham, and her daughter, played by Brielle Robillard. I've never seen her before. She's very good in this movie. Mother and daughter, they're fighting for survival because a wounded outlaw, played by Corin Nemec. Eric and I just interviewed Corin Nemec within like the last couple of hours. So a wounded outlaw named Calhoun, he ventures into the ranch. He's injured, and mother and daughter they're trying to nurse his wounds, even though they know he's an outlaw. The problem is he's wounded because of a botched possible bank robbery or situation, and his own gang, they are trying to track him down because he might have gold or treasure or something, a secret hiding with this wounded outlaw. So it's a pretty much an interesting movie. There's intersecting stories. Even though you might think it's mother, daughter, and outlaw, it might be a three-hander in this remote ranch. There's also a side story where you get to see these outlaws going after the person who escaped them. And eventually there will be the inevitable showdown amongst all of these parties. The ensemble includes Tom Hopper, who is the leader of the Outlaws. There's also Cowboy Cerrone, if you like, what is it, UFC or that kind of stuff. So he's a very popular person. So that is Place of Bones. It's a Western, theaters and digital August 23rd. I interviewed Audrey Cummings and I said, complimented her about how lean and mean the Western is. It really does pack a punch. Eric was mentioning about spoiler stuff. I will definitely cede to his demand because that's a really good demand. We will talk spoilers later in the episode when we're done. We're not going to put it on. We're going to put it for our Patreon listeners first and then release it a week later. Place of Bones, Eric Holmes, give us your full take on the movie.
I love this movie. Definitely, you said it's a three-hander or a six five-legger, maybe. But this movie reminded me a lot of Old Henry. It's just we're not going to do a bunch of extraneous stuff. We're just going to focus in on what the story is, which Corin Nemec, Hester Brielle Robillard.
Yeah, Robillard. Yeah, Robillard.
Yeah, she finds him, gets her mom, played by Heather Graham, everyone's great in this. Heather Graham was like, for the longest time, it was like, it's a roller girl, and then it's good kind of seeing her kind of have this kind of great character. And anyway, they take him, they put him on a little blanket and drag him to the house. And by the time he wakes up, they find out everything. It's like, robbed the bank, or they robbed. I assume it's a bank. They robbed something, and he's got a bunch of money on him. I'm like, I don't care about that. And, those are ill-gotten gains. And he's like, well, there's people after me. Heather Graham's character is like, what did you bring? Like, we're trying to help you. What kind of hell is coming towards us that we needed to know about? And it's a bunch of people that were supposed to meet Corin Nemec, and they're going to find him. And the whole last half of the movie is basically kind of a standoff with them in the house and them outside the house. And it's just very, very basic, very focused, very damn good. I love this movie.
Eric,
and we will do the spoilers, but I can say this movie sticks the landing hard. When that thing happened at the end, I'm like, oh my God, this is great. I love this. I already loved it, but oh my God, I love it even more.
Eric, you are an aspiring filmmaker. You've written your own screenplays as well, and eventually you will be directing. The movie Place of Bones, the DP, I don't know his name. I got to look it up on IMDb. I cannot pronounce his name.
Andre Sekula.
Okay.
He did he worked with Tarantino a lot.
Right, Tarantino, he worked with him on Reservoir Dogs and at least Pulp Fiction. So at least those two movies with Tarantino. How was this movie shot from your point of view? With a limited budget, I thought Audrey Cummings and the DP, the production, I think they did a really good job at making this indie film look good. Do you agree with that?
Hard to say because I wasn't really paying attention to that.
Oh,
I was just so immersed in everything. I will say, actually, probably shouldn't. The cinematographer, also directed Hypercube. We won't hold that against him because he is a good.
I've never seen Hypercube. Okay, I've never seen Hypercube. I guess I won't see Hypercube. So,
but regardless, I mean, it does look good, but I wasn't really
Fair.
focus on that. I was just kind of involved in the story and oh, where's it going next? And then, the standoff happens and there's like so there's them in the house, the people out kind of on that hill, and then there's
Yeah.
like a little barn or something.
Right.
It's there's a
Yeah.
whole situation there, and it's just it's set. Oh, and Andre Sikala also cinematographer on the Ritual Killer. But anyway,
We
moving
love
on.
the Ritual Killer. We love that. Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to the cinematography, and I think in some ways, like you watch a movie like Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, like the
Right.
cinematography is so good. It kind of gets in the way, but in a good
That's
way.
fair. Yeah.
This is a situation where it's just doing its job, like great editing. If you don't notice the edit, it's probably a good edit. If you don't notice the cinematography, it's probably good cinematography.
Very good point, Eric. Very good point. Place the points. I don't like Eric is praising the heck out of it. I can't really add anything to Eric's review other than I co-sign on everything he said. It's just I'm a huge Western fan. And this reminds me of just a really well done Western film. If you are a fan of the genre, Eric mentions the final act. We will talk about that in the spoilers. That's a definite standout, but that does not negate everything else before. Like Eric said, it's a really well done Western for its budget and really love the performances. I'm giving it, I was initially gonna give it 4 stars. I'm giving Place of Bones 4.5 stars. It's actually an upscale from the last couple of weeks since I've seen it. Really, really love this movie. Eric Holmes, your rating and final thoughts on Place of Bones.
I'm not quite 6.9 on this,
Sure.
but I think I am 5 on this. I would watch this again. I really love Heather Graham, really love Corin Nemec, love all the actors in
Raelle
it.
Robillard, we don't know who she is. She's very
Yeah.
good in this movie. She's so good.
And like the way they present all the characters, this is just a really damn good movie. And I'm afraid, I really fear that we may be overselling this because I feel like this is going to be one of those movies, and there have been many where like we'll watch them, and at least I'll be like, "This movie's awesome," and then it comes out, and people are like, "Eh, it's not that great." I'm like, "Oh God, what the hell is wrong with everyone?" I know.
Well,
I wish you could see the same movie I did. I would say if you like Old Henry, give this a shot. I think I like Old Henry a little better,
sure.
but I like this one a whole lot.
Okay, so that is Place of Bones. We both love the movie. I gave it 4.5 stars. Eric gave it 5 stars, maybe a couple of steps before 6.9 stars, but I don't know.
And
Yes.
Audrey Cummings, Jim Cummings. I don't think they're related, but maybe that last name is just if Greg Cummings decides to make a movie, perhaps it's going to be awesome.
Oh, right, perhaps. So yeah, director Audrey Cummings, her next film is this fall, and she will be doing another Western. So she's very talented. We'll
I'm in.
see.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm into it again. But so for now, Place of Bones in theaters and on digital, August 23rd.